going over the presentation. And with that being said, I'm going to pass the mic over to soon-to-be regional coordinator, Miss Octavia Grissom.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for Javon for that. I want to thank you for giving this opportunity to do the presentation, and I want to welcome everybody here, saying Happy Father's Day to all fathers, and also Happy Juneteenth. What I'm going to do, I'm Octavia, like Javon said, I'm a realtor in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been with ACN for a few months, and I've been having massive success. And since being with ACN, I have gained 16 business partners and over 102 customers. And I just wanted to take my time today and go through 1 through 8 and give you a understanding of who ACN is. So what I'm gonna do is share my screen, and I will go over who ACN is. ACN is the world's largest direct seller of telecommunications, energy, and other essential services. It's a customer acquisition company that was started in the US in January of 1993 and is in 27 countries and 5 continents. It has over $4 billion in sales over the last 5 years and growing, and has acquired millions of customers. And you can look at the bottom left-hand corner, you see that they have a BBB rating of A+. And when I saw that, I was like, that is good. And I just wanted to find out, okay, what does ACN do? ACN, wait, hold on. The next slide. Mike, you want me to share my slides? ACN is essential and business residential services. And in the blue area, you see that they partnered up with top companies to do the essential and residential business services. They have services like wireless, high-speed internet bundle, television, energy, healthcare, security and automation, payment processing, and identity theft. And they have companies like Flash Mobile, AT&T, Spectrum, IDCell, Direct TV Stream, Zoom Energy, Vivid, Dish, Frontier, and Direct TV. And they just acquired Impact Health Sharing, which saves customers 30 to 50% in savings. Next slide. Okay, our business model is most service providers use media and internet marketing to bring in customers. ACN doesn't. What ACN does is they partner up with people like you and I, and they divvy out the savings from the media and internet marketing to you. Customers get a piece, ACN gets a piece, and they divvy out a piece between me and you. So when I saw this, I was excited because I also wanted to know what other services does ACN does. ACN is also a business that you can start for just $199 with $25 a month. And with this $25 a month, you will get your own personalized website, online and marketing tools, complete business tracking and reporting, and complete support. Those are some of the things that we don't like to do. And who else can get a business, an online business, for just $199? I was super excited about this. And it's not only an online business, it's a business where you can get paid off of as well. So they have 4 different ways that you can get paid. The first way of getting paid is through upfront customer bonuses. With 5 services, you can get paid $200. And this is not only services that you can get 5 people, cousins, aunts, friends, each get a service. And with 5 services, you get paid $200, 8 services, $400, 11 services, $600, and you get $200 for every additional 3 service in a period of 30 days. That's the first way. The second way to get paid is through earning residual income every month. You pay 1 month, $199, and every month you can get a residual income from 3 to 20% from customers that you don't even know, customers that you can bring in from family, from your state, from other states, from out of the country. These are things where two ways that you can get paid: through upfront customer bonus and through residual income. The third way that you can get paid is through overriding customer residual income, where you build a team. When you build a team, just like this training, you bring in customers, we present the presentation to them, and with them and you acquiring team members to your thing after we do the presentation, you will get paid 4% commissionable revenue from each team member that you bring on. And the last way that you can get paid is through overriding customer acquisition bonuses, where you get paid from $50 to $350. And I'm going to bring for you some people, some individuals that have been having massive success in this business. And the first person that I will bring is Dr. Lynn. She's a regional coordinator with the company. She's been having massive success, and I'm going to let her tell you how she's been doing in the business since being here. Okay, Dr. Lynn, call this to you.
Thank you so much, Octavia. That was a wonderful presentation. I kid you not. When I was that early in the business, I would be too afraid, but you've done an awesome job. I commend you on that beautiful presentation. What an excellent job. As she said, my name is Dr. Lynn Howard. You guys, I was an attorney for about 7 years. I still practice part-time now, but I was full-time for about 7 years. And then I decided I wanted to teach at the collegiate level. So I went back and got my doctorate. And you guys, I have no residual income to show for any of those 20 years, okay? So right now I'm in the state of North Carolina. I'm about 2.5 hours from our headquarters in Concord. And my team and I have acquired a little over 300 customers that we get paid on every time they pay a bill. I have a wonderful team, and I kid you not, ACN has given me a kind of love that I would never have found through any other company. I love what I do here, and I thank you so much, Octavia, for giving me a chance to share. None of this would be possible without the training and support that we get right here, like we're getting tonight, through this fabulous Rockstar system. Thank you, Octavia. Back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Lynn, for your presentation. And we appreciate you being a part of ACN, and we're glad to have you aboard. Our next person that we will bring up is Mr. Joe Capello. He's a regional director. He's been with ACN for a while, so I'm going to turn the call over to Joe. Joe, go ahead.
Octavia, great job. My job is to give everybody hope. Thank you for that. You know, after Dr. Lynn with all those degrees, the only degrees I've got are 98.6. So I mean, I give you people hope. My name is Joe Capella out of the upstate New York market. I live in a little town called Wappinger Falls, New York. My background's in the automotive industry. I'm a fuel and lubrication specialist by trade. Been doing that for 23.5 years. Seeing customers every single day, climbing in the truck, driving 1,000 miles a week. Took a look at this opportunity, made perfect sense to me. I partnered up. I followed a simple system that you're going to see tonight by these tremendous trainers. 5 months later, I was a regional director. Today, my team and I, we've got over 1,300 customers and 230 business partners around the world. And it's all due to the training and the success that you're going to see tonight on this call. Pay close attention, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. Give the call back to you, Octavia.
Thank you, Joe. We greatly appreciate you as well. We're going to go ahead and go to our next presenter, who is Mr. Javon Dudley. He's a regional director, and he's the reason why I'm still here. And I want to thank him for even having me and giving me the opportunity. So I'm going to just pass the call over to Javon so he can tell you how much success he's been having.
Awesome job.
Go ahead, Javon.
Thanks, Octavia. Appreciate you giving me the mic. And guys, I'm nobody special. When I sold this business, I went to a real estate meetup, and as a real estate investor, I was looking for passive income, and I was also working at AT&T. So can you guys agree? I saw my own company with ACN. I was like, well, how does that work, right? They get paid every month, and I get paid once. So I didn't like that, right? But then Michael Eric actually showed me the business that Octavia just showed you guys today, and it made complete sense. So I partnered up on the spot. Actually, I made $700 in my first 2 weeks, so I was excited because I actually tripled the investment that I made to join the business. So I kept it going. And fast forward to today, the team's expanded over 235 plus business partners and over 1,200 customers that my team and I get paid on each and every single month that customers pay a bill. So I'm super excited because I've never done a business like this before. But because of the training that you're getting right here, right now, this is exactly why my team and I are where we're at. So I'm super excited for you guys to hear from the next speaker, which is a regional coordinator. But I can't even say regional coordinator anymore because I know she's a regional director at heart. Like, it's just hard for me to even say it. Like, I couldn't even get the word out just there. As you can see, I'm struggling. But that's because she's gonna be a regional director in like the next half a second. So anyway, she's gonna be a newly promoted regional director, but she's a realtor and she's a mom and she's a wife and she's everything. She does a lot, but she has time to fit this in the cracks of her schedule and perform this business at the highest potential, right? With the maximum effort that she can possibly give, and is having tremendous success. So I can't wait for you guys to hear how to get customers from this individual. She literally put in about 200 customers herself in just the other day. So if you guys want to learn from somebody that put in 200 customers in like one day, anybody want to learn from a person like that? I know I do. So without further ado, I want to give a warm introduction to Miss Stephanie Zeman. Stephanie, you got 55 rock stars here that want to know how to get customers like you.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Javon. I appreciate that. And everybody, let's just give Octavia a round of applause. She did an amazing job doing the 1 through 8 and introducing the business to everybody. Like Javon said, my name is Stephanie Zeman. I'm a realtor out of Dallas, Texas. Stealing from Michael Eric, I'm nobody special. I fit this in the cracks of my schedules. I have a husband, 2 teenagers, and if you know anything about real estate and the way the market is right now, it's complete and total chaos. So, but like you said, I currently I've been doing AC in about 18 months. I have 87 business partners and over 1,100 customers. So when they asked me to get on tonight and kind of help do this, I was more than honored and more than happy to. So let me just share my screen and we'll deep dive into it. So the main thing, obviously, besides getting business partners, one of the main things you want to do is figure out how to get some customers, because customers is what gives us the residuals, which allows us to have the ongoing income. So the first thing you want to do is when you get into the business is you want to get paid and getting promoted. And the best way to do that is you've got to get yourself customer qualified. In order to do that, there's 2 ways of doing it. You can get 3 services that equal 7 points, and I'll explain what that means here in just a second. Or you can get 2 services with 12 points. Doing that in your first 30 days, you get that fast start bonus, you get your upfront bonuses, so you don't want to miss any money by getting to QC or CQ. Plus, once you're CQ, anything that your team does, then you're able to get your bonuses and everything off that as well. So the first thing you want to do, like I said, is get customer qualified. Again, that's 3 services, 3 bills. It could be your house, it could be your family, your friends, whatever it may be, and 7 points, or 2 services and 12 points. As soon as you do that, you get your first direct deposit. I was able to get mine in 72 hours. So it really builds that story, that belief in the fact that this really does work when you're able to get into the business on a Thursday and have a direct deposit by Saturday. So the first thing you want to do is you want to acquire customers. Obviously, the very first place you want to look is yourself. Which of these bills that you pay every single month that can you look at? Think about it as if here in Dallas, there's a car salesman that's known for having Nissans and Kias. That's all he's done for 20 years. And when you see the man, he's driving a Nissan or a Kia because that's his business. That's what he does. But what would happen if you saw him driving a Honda or a Toyota? Like, he didn't believe in the product he was actually selling. So the first thing you want to do is you want to become your own customer. It allows you to, figure out the system, know how to put customers in, but also gives you the ability to say, yes, I have it. Yes, I understand how it works. Yes. I am a believer in these services as well. The second person you want to look at, or is the people who, take a look at the business, but they're not interested in becoming an IBO. They don't want to necessarily get in and become a business partner. So then you ask for the favor, thank you for taking a look at this, but do you mind, letting me see if I can save you some money and become one of my customers? It's always the favors that you ask for. And then everybody else, your family, your friends, your coworkers, people that you meet at McDonald's or whatever it may be, depending on where you're at. I live at Starbucks. I have a daughter who, Starbucks and Chick-fil-A is her favorite thing. We're always there. So I can't tell you how many times we've walked through and said, hey, who's your cell phone provider? You know, who's your internet? Who's your home security? Whatever it may be. And then we go through that. Becoming your own customer is the number one thing you can do in this business. It creates belief in the services. Again, it teaches you how to work the website, how to sign up for the services, and you get paid for your own bills. I'm in Texas. It's hot. It's already over 100 degrees. My upstairs AC has died twice in the last 6 weeks. It's actually getting replaced tomorrow, God willing. It shows up. But you know what? When I have that electric bill, I know that I'm going to get a residual check off of it. So it doesn't bother me quite so much to pay that Texas electric bill. And then it gets into the services that we have, your ID theft protection, you know, the electric, the home security, the health share, internet, television, payment processing, and wireless. Every one of those is worth points. And the points is how we get to unlock those bonuses and unlock those systems. You know, the 4 you want to really take the most look at, the most lucrative ones is your ID theft protection, your electric, your home security, and your health. Those are the ones that are going to give you the most bang for your buck as far as points and unlocking the bonus system and unlocking those residuals. Let's see here. The next is impact. You know, when I looked at impact, I was ecstatic. Being self-employed, trying to get healthcare or health insurance coverage was expensive. It was going to be $1,700 for my family. And we don't go to the doctor much. So we have opted to not have healthcare for the last 5 years. But when impact came out, you know, I took a look at it. I got a quote for my family of 4. It's $500 a month. I was ecstatic. I signed up on the spot. You know, I've asked many other realtors, many other people that I know, people that I run into just at the coffee shop or my chiropractor's office and say, hey, you know, do you have health insurance? Do you have coverage? Yes, no, great, too expensive. How would you like a quote? Again, it comes back to that, you know, ask a favor type of a deal. And most people are super excited once they see what the system is and see what impact is all about and how much money they can share. So real quick, I'm going to show you a quick 5-minute video, and then, you know, it goes into the process of impact. So hang in there with me. Let me know if you can hear my video. Let's see.
Impact Health Sharing is a not-for-profit, non-insurance alternative to the high cost of health insurance. It's a community of individuals, families, and small businesses just like you who share and pay each other's medical bills. But you may ask, how does Impact actually work? When you become a member of Impact, you'll first activate your Impact Share account. Your Impact Share account is a financial account owned and managed by you and is used to manage all sharing activities. Once a month, members deposit a specified amount into their account. This amount is unique to you and your household, and it's called your monthly share. Share dollars are then matched and allocated to another member who has an eligible medical bill that needs to be paid. Once all or a portion of your monthly share amount has been matched to a member, Impact will notify you as to whom you have been matched with and how much of your funds they'll receive. We call this publishing. Once notified, funds are transferred from your share account into their share account. When the member has received the full amount needed to pay that medical bill, it is then sent electronically to the medical provider and paid in full. The process works the same when you have a medical bill that needs to be paid. What does published for sharing mean? When we say published, we're referring to how our members are notified that a bill is ready to be shared and that a portion of their share will be used to pay that bill. You can also go online to see the aggregate amount of all the bills that are published and shared among members. So you might be wondering, will everyone see my medical bills and personal health information? We will only publish the name of the member household that has a medical bill, the total amount of the bill, the names of the members who have been matched to pay that bill, and the amount they have been allocated to share. We value your privacy. We never publish personal health information. What happens when you go to the doctor or hospital? It's simple. When you go to the doctor, all you need is your Impact ID card. The membership card provides your medical provider with all the information needed to submit your medical bills to Impact electronically. There is no need to go through the hassle of collecting and submitting medical bills yourself. Your medical provider will do this for you. Upon receipt, your medical bills are repriced and discounted, and then reviewed pursuant to Impact guidelines for eligibility. If a bill is eligible and you've met your primary responsibility amount, or PRA, for the year, your medical bill will be published for sharing. What is your primary responsibility amount? The primary responsibility amount, or PRA, is the annual amount that every member household is responsible for paying before any of their eligible medical bills can be published to the members for sharing. With Impact, you will have 4 PRA options to choose from to better fit your budget and needs. What is my co-share? The co-share is the percentage of an eligible medical bill paid by the member after the primary responsibility amount has been met. As an Impact member, once your PRA has been met, you pay 10% of all eligible medical bills. The remaining 90% is published for sharing to the Impact membership. However, the total co-share amount which you are responsible for is limited to $5,000 annually per household. For example, let's say you choose the $2,500 PRA option and your family has already had a number of eligible medical bills that have met your $2,500 PRA. Then someone in your family, perhaps your daughter, has an accident. You take her to the emergency room and the medical bill is $10,000. In that case, you would pay a $150 copay to the hospital, as well as a 10% co-share amount or $1,000 to the hospital. The remaining $8,850, 90%, is eligible for sharing by Impact members and would be paid directly to the hospital by the Impact members. Now, let's say in that same year, something happens to you and you need to have surgery, and the procedure costs $70,000. You might think that your co-share amount is going to be a full $7,000, 10%, but it's not. The reason is because you already paid a $1,000 co-share when your daughter got hurt, and you can never pay more than $5,000 in co-share amounts in a given year. So in this case, you'll pay the hospital the $150 copay and only a $4,000 co-share amount. The remaining $65,850 is eligible for sharing by Impact members and paid directly to the hospital. If you or a family member have another eligible bill in that year, then 100% of the bill after your copay will be eligible for sharing because you've met your PRA and co-share limits. Why do I have a balance in my account? In order to process and pay medical bills quickly, Impact Health Sharing implements a practice called distributed or decentralized reserving. Impact is not insurance, and we do not collect and hold medical reserves in a centralized bank account. Instead, the monthly share amount is set at a level to build a small balance or reserve in each member's individual share account. These distributed reserves enable Impact Health Sharing to better manage the fluctuation of medical usage and payments. We hope that this video will help clarify the Impact membership. To find out more, go to impacthealthsharing.com or call us at 855-378-6777.
All right, guys, so that gives you just a little bit about Impact Health Share. And what's awesome about it is, my dad was the president of an insurance company for 40 years. And when he saw Impact, he's like, I'm glad this wasn't around when I was, because I probably would have lost some money. So, it's a great thing. But like you said, you want to get qualified. You want to become CQ in the first 24 hours, because that's how you get paid. That's how you get promoted. That's how you're able to, get the belief in the company, start building your team, book that first Zoom presentation, invite as many people as you can think of. If you invite 25 will show up, and that's okay. Invite 50, probably 10 will show up. It just depends. But the great thing about Zoom presentations is you can invite people all over the place. And then just keep working at it. Propel your business forward. Keep working in it every day in the cracks of your schedule. This is not something you have to put hours upon hours every day within. I make a lot of my phone calls driving in my car when I'm being a chauffeur or going between appointments. So just know that no matter what, you can do this. So, and then enroll in an event, the national conventions, I became a true believer of. When I went to my first convention, I had about 250 points. I came back from convention with my team, and a week later we had about 800 points. And now we're sitting at over 1,100 customers, and it just snowballs. So that's the end of my portion. I'm going to bring up none other than one of my favorite human beings in the world, which is Regional Director Al Bellington. He has become like my big brother in all of this, as we joke about. This is a family event, and he's been there helping me, coaching me, pushing me all the way through, and there's nobody better. So Al, I'll pass it over to you.
Wow, appreciate the kind words, Stefan. Listen, can everybody, let's just give it back. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry. Can we just give it back to Stephanie? I mean, what a great job of acquiring customers. I mean, obviously putting in 200 at one time means she's good at it. But if I'm not mistaken, this is her first presentation on a national call, and I swear it's like she's done it 1,000 times. So Stephanie, really great job. Really super job. And let's throw it back to Octavia really quick. New to the business, but understands the business, and it's really difficult to get on your first national call, even if you've seen the presentation on time. So Octavia, really great job. So happy to be part of this team. So ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be really hard to follow up those two presentations, but my job here tonight is to take over and take the baton from Stephanie and talk about building a team. So we all agree that Stephanie just showed you how to fill that first bubble and get 5 services, because what we want to do right away is become CQ, right? And then what we want to do is start building a team and get to a thing what we call as launching your business so you can start making overriding residual income. Because if I'm not mistaken, let me give all a hands up or a thumbs up, and we're here to make residual income and help other people do it, right? So if everybody gives me a thumbs up or yes, my job is to kind of show you how to do that through the process that our 2 leaders, the Mazer brothers, put together for this Rockstar team. So once you get customer qualified, like Stephanie said, now you get your belief check on the next Saturday's payroll in your bank account. Then we want to focus on building you a team. So the reason is this business moves as quick as yourself and as quick as your leaders. So you've got regional directors, everybody, and regional vice presidents sitting there ready to give Zoom presentations for you, because the goal after your CQ is to hit this bonus. It's the fast start bonus. And in the month of June, it's a $425 bonus when you hit executive team leader in your first 30 days. Now, when you add your $75 bonus for becoming CQ, that's a total of $500. And isn't that a great story to tell? So how you do that is really simple. In order to reach ETL in your first 30 days, you need to acquire 30 points of services between you and your team. Stephanie did a great job of going over the points of the services that are easier to get and worth more points. So what we need is at least a few business partners on your team. And I'm going to show you how to do that so that your total combined services equal 30 with a minimum from your team. So you can only give 15 points to get to that bonus. You have to have a minimum of 7, but the rest of your team is going to help you hit your bonus. And that's why this amazing, easily duplicatable process works. So let's talk about booking a Zoom meeting ASAP. You want to reach out to whoever you're working with, your regional director, your regional vice president, whoever introduced you to this business, and you tell them Al Bellington said, I need to book a Zoom meeting ASAP because I want to hit my ETL bonus in 2 weeks, not 4. Okay, so how do we do that? You set a date in the next 24 to 48 hours, okay? And you pick a time that works for you and who's going to present. If anyone's been to a wedding, if you've been invited to a wedding, no one asked you and called you ahead of time asking you if you're free on that day, all right? This is your wedding. This is your grand opening. You set the time that's okay and good for you and your presenter, and you send out that invitation, right? So that's the first thing. Second thing, make a list of 100 names and numbers. And the last thing you want to do is prejudge. And I'm going to tell you why. The people that I thought would be A-list for this business, before I saw this presentation, they didn't sign up. And the people who I thought there's no way they would want to do this business, either because they made too much money, didn't have enough money, didn't have time. Well, guess what? Those are the people who joined and were the most successful. So the message is don't prejudge. Here's what your A-list should look like. Write 100 names, get them from your phone. This is warm market, people who know you for you, because once you reach out to these 4 top A-lists of people you know, you're going to be able to get them on that Zoom presentation for your presenter quickly. So business owners make decisions quickly. Give me a show of hands on this call right now, and I'm not going to take my presentation down, but raise your hand if you've been a business owner or you are one. Everybody I can see on the corner of my slides,
has their hand up. So I'm guessing more than 60 to 70% of the people on this call out of 52 people are business owners. Well, doesn't that kind of make sense that you will want to approach other business owners? I mean, look in the mirror. You want to find it. If you want to find a you under yourself, go for other business owners. Then there's people with network marketing experience. Believe it or not, I was trying to sell hair, skin, and wellness products with another another MLM company because I was looking at other ways of making money. But here's what I found. It's a lot easier to provide services that people need, want, and use every day that can never pay off, and they're going to use and pay for the rest of their lives. So I made the switch and I never came back. Well, that's why I talk to a lot of people with network marketing experience, because when they hear they can provide a service instead of having to go back and back and back and get people to buy products, they love it. And there's a lot of people they know doing that same business that they can bring over here. So now next, real estate professionals, okay? Do you think real estate professionals look at other ways of making more money per transaction? Ask Stephanie Zeman, ask Denise Blevins. These are prime examples. Ask Michael Eric, Regional Vice President. These are prime examples of people who were so successful in real estate that when they joined this business, they joined it to do less real estate and spend more time with their family, more time going across the country in an RV and spending more time with their mom. And, you know, more time not having to do 100 transactions a year. Right, Stephanie? So remember, real estate professionals are successful in this business. So why wouldn't you reach out to them? It doesn't matter if you're a realtor or not. I'm not a realtor, but more than half of my 120 business partners are realtors. So that's the third person you want to hit. Realtors, brokers, anyone in the real estate space. And then next is everyone else. People who are professional, people who know a lot of people, the mayors of the towns. Anybody that you know that knows a lot of people that you like being around or has a great personality can be great in this business if they're coachable. So invite those people to your Zoom or to the business. We invite, our upline presents, and those people decide. So invite. Now remember, Stephanie touched on this earlier. 50% of the people that say yes to your invite are not going to show. And it's not because they don't like you. It's not because they're not looking for a business like this. It's because life happens. Ask Stephanie Zeman with 3 kids. Kids get sick. Kids have to go places. You know, there's tons of reasons why someone might not get on your Zoom. And that's why you have to overbook, over-invite. So if you want to have double digits of people on your Zoom call, especially on your grand opening, which will kickstart your business as fast as possible, you need to get at least 20 yeses if you want to get 10 people on that Zoom. Now, remember this, and this is something that I've learned from our 2 leaders, the Mazer brothers, and they've been teaching this to people for over 20 years. The person that puts the most people on the Zoom presentations wins and gets promoted the fastest. So who's going to be the next person to set up a Zoom? Just remember, when you get off of this phone call, you want to tell whoever you're working with or text them now that you want to set your PBZ up now. It's an emergency PBZ, especially if you're not CQ'd or if you're not an ETL. And even if you are, we all need a Zoom presentation right now. So let's talk about the script, okay? Let's talk about how we invite people. So look, let's be honest. There's going to be people we know that we call up and they're just going to hop on the call because they know you. There's also going to be people we know that know you, but are going to ask questions. So there's a way to handle and invite all that in less than 2 minutes. So I'm going to give you an example of what that looks like. And so here's how it goes. So, hey, I'm going to use Jovan because, you know, he's a regional director. And actually, he gave me this presentation on February 10th of 2021. And he's the reason that I got started in this business. So Jovan, hey, Jovan, this is Al Bellington. How you doing, my friend?
So what's up, Al? How you doing?
Hey, real quick, this is a business call, Jovan. Let me ask you a question. Do you look at other ways of making money?
Of course. What do you got?
You know, Jovan, I thought you wouldn't, and that's why I'm calling. You know what? I did as well. And you know, I started looking at other ways of making money because, you know, I've been working in corporate America for 30 years, working 60 hours a week, getting paid for 40. And you know what? I wasn't getting rich doing it. And I met this guy named Michael Eric. He's a regional vice president in our business. And this guy's having massive financial success, expanding an online business with essential services. And He's having a Zoom presentation tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. And you know what, Jovan? He's allowing me to invite a few people to see what he's got going on. And I thought of you. So what are you doing tomorrow night at 9 p.m. and can I count you in?
Hey, man, I'm doing nothing, man. I'd love to go.
Great. Well, so here's what's going to happen, Jovan. I'm going to shoot you a link to the Zoom call. And then what's going to happen is someone's going to reach out to you during the day of the call to make sure that, to confirm you're going to be there. Maybe someone from Mike's office. And then you'll probably get a reminder about 15 minutes before the Zoom, just because we know life's busy and, you're a busy guy and we want to make sure you're going to be there. Okay. Appreciate the call, Jovan. We'll talk to you on tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is, that's what we want. We want to have that script. We want them to say yes. We want them to hop on a call. But you know what? There's people we know that obviously are going to ask questions. And what happens when they ask a question and you answer one? Can we all agree? Raise your hands. They're going to ask another and ask another and ask another. Well, we don't want them to keep asking questions because remember, we want to be the trailer, not the movie. So Jovan, why don't you be difficult with me? So ring, ring. Jovan, this is a business call. How you doing today, my friend? Hey, look, real quick. You look at other ways of making money.
Who's this?
Hey, it's Al Bellington, my friend. How you been?
Oh, okay. Yeah. What'd you say?
I was doing that quick for time purposes. So yeah, Jovan. So I thought you would. So I met this guy, Michael Eric. You guys heard that story before. So you know what? He's having a Zoom presentation tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. What are you doing tomorrow night? Can I count you in?
I don't know, man. I might be a little busy. What's it about?
You know what, Jovan? That's a great question. And I'm glad you asked me that. But you know what, Jovan? Mike Eric is the actual expert in this business. I'm not. He's the expert. And based on the success he's having and amount of people he's helping make additional income in a part-time, spare time, I want to see what he's doing. So can I count you in as coming?
Is it one of those things? Sounds like one of those things.
Well, when you say one of those things, I tell you that's a great question, but really I don't know what you mean by one of those things. But here's what I do know, Jovan. Mike Eric's helping. Him and his team have helped over 100,000 people make additional income from home in their part-time, spare time. And you did say you were looking at other ways of making money when I called you, right?
Yeah. It's true.
Well, then look, I've only got allowed to bring a few people to this call, and I thought of you. So can I count you in, or should I go ahead and call somebody else?
Can you just record it for me? Like, let me know how it goes or something like that.
You know what, Jovan? That's a great question. But do me a favor. Hold on a second. I'm actually going to give Michael Eric a call right now. And I'd rather you ask him the questions. Because remember, I told you a couple times, I'm not the expert, but Michael Eric is. Ring, 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 ring. Hey, Mike, I got this guy named Jovan Dudley on the phone. He's asking me a lot of questions. I'm trying to get him to the Zoom presentation tomorrow night. Hey, Mike, could you go ahead and click in and handle Jovan here for me and get him on the call? Michael Eric, are you there?
Yeah, no problem, Jovan. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Al. Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jovan, this is Michael Eric. He's the regional vice president of business. He's actually being the one giving the presentation, like I told you. I'm not the expert he is, so go ahead and ask him whatever question you like.
Hey,
Mike,
thanks.
the call's over yours.
Hey, Mike, is this one of those things again? This is one of those things, Mike?
What are those things? What are we talking about? What thing you're talking about? This is about making money. This is about making money. Listen, if you're happy with the car you're driving, if you're happy with the life you have, then don't jump on the call. But if you're looking for a change, let me tell you about this guy, Al Bellington. He's a regional director in the company. He's having massive success, and he's excited about the company. And he's inviting 5 people to his house, and one of those seats are yours. If you can't make it, that's great. We'll put somebody else in your seat. Would that be good?
No, I'll go.
All right, good. I'll see you there. I can't wait to meet you. You're a powerhouse.
Thanks.
Appreciate you, Mike. So, Jovan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the link to the Zoom presentation. What's going to happen is someone from Mike's office is probably going to call you during the day to confirm you're going to be there. You'll probably get a text 15 minutes before the call, all right? So we'll see you there.
Sounds good, Al. Thanks for calling me, man. Appreciate that.
All right, so guys and gals, that's really 3 examples of how to handle an objection. And you want to try to keep this call to 2 to 2.5 minutes. We're all busy people. We don't want to spend 10 or 15 minutes on a call with someone. And if they tell you no, they're not looking at other ways of making money, thank them for their time and get on the phone with the next person. So if they have any questions, you just saw the example. I've been doing this for over a year, but I was new. I talked about the person, Michael Eric, not the thing, ACN. I didn't even mention essential services because frankly, you know, I'm edifying the speaker, not the services. But if you have to tell them what it's about, essential services is kind of all you want to say. And then when he got too difficult, I did what we're supposed to do in the process that our leaders have taught us is do a three-way call. I promise you, if you get your upline on a three-way call or the presenter that's doing it, if that person won't show up to the business, we would have had to fight to get them qualified, to get them to invite people to the Zoom. So we're better off just asking them to be a customer. So sorting after a Zoom presentation, okay? Once you're done with the presentation, you're going to ask them if they're ready to get started. And guess what? There's only 3 answers to that question. We agree, right? Everybody agree? There's only 3 answers to that question. The first answer is yes. Great. Sign them up as an IBO, promote training. That's the easiest one. Second, questions. We just showed you how to use the three-way call. But if they're on the Zoom presentation and still have questions, we're going to promote meeting with the mentor ASAP, probably at one of your trainings or on a separate call. We also want to be in a breakout room when we do that. We really don't want to ask a lot of questions on the Zoom call because the questions these people are asking could deter someone who's already made their mind up to get in the business. So when you get somebody who's asking a lot of questions during your presentation, try to keep those questions to the end in breakout rooms. And then there's the no. And guess what? No's are good. Nobody's going to get 100% enrollment. But if you're inviting multiple people to your Zooms, we normally get 1 person per Zoom. However, if it's a no, this business isn't for everyone. Thank you so much for the time. But guess what? I'd love it for you to be a customer of mine. Maybe you could save some money on services, but maybe you could just support my business. And then we get into favor, why, help, try. So real quick, I'm going to go over your Zoom meeting checklist. Professional background. You want to have your camera on. Your guests are watching you. Even if you're the invitee and someone else is doing the presentation, they're watching what you do. You want to have good lighting. You want to make sure your microphone and video camera are working well when they're on and when they're off. You want to make sure there's no haptics in the background. You want to pay attention to the speaker while he's presenting. And you definitely don't want to interrupt the speaker while he's presenting. Once we introduce the speaker, it's his call until the end of the call because he's the expert. We don't want to interrupt the expert. We want them to get the questions asked and we want them to try to close the business. So remember, send a text message reminder 15 minutes to your guests before it starts. Remember, sometimes they're busy. And the role of the host is to introduce the speaker and the opportunity with enthusiasm. You want to be with enthusiasm. So guys, prepare yourself for massive success, okay? And let's schedule your Zoom meeting within the next 24 to 48 hours. The way I know that this presentation I gave served you well is if people tell me that I heard someone say, Al Bellington said, I need to set up my Zoom presentation because I need to hit my ETL bonus and I need to get my business started, kicked off in the right direction. So guys, that's my job for the evening. I hope I did you well, served you well, but now I'd like to introduce someone who's going to go over mindset and events. I mean, this guy really needs no introduction. He's a regional vice president in our business. He's also one of the top regional vice presidents in our business since he's been there, and he's only been there since December. The only way this guy does that is by helping tons of people have success. So Mike, we still have 47 people on the line who want to hear you talk about mindset and what they need to do and where they need to go to be successful at ACN. And Mike, I'm going to give the call to you. Call's all yours.
Yeah, now, can you guys hear me? You guys hear me? Okay, good. Thanks. I appreciate that. Man, what a powerful night. What a powerful night, guys. Guys, I used to dream. I used to call Harsh and say, Harsh, I want to coach on Sunday. He's like, listen, how about getting on the charts first? Why don't you do something like that? And then we get you to speak. I used to pray to do this, right? And just to watch somebody, like, do you understand Octavia never did the presentation before on a live training? That was her first time. How many people on here have done a presentation? Raise your hands. How many people? Okay. How many people have done it on a national call with 60 people plus? You see what I mean? Like, and she only has 100 customers. Do you think we're looking at a next regional vice president? Do you think we're looking at next? So, congratulations, Octavia. It's not just you and your dreams. It's about everybody on this call, making them to go after their dreams. So we appreciate you and just getting that phone call. Literally, I called this champion at 5 o'clock. I called Javon. I said, Javon, get a hold of Octavia. I called him. I said, who's the next person that's ready to do the 1 through 8? And it's a yes or no answer. It's not, yeah, they ain't getting it. No, it's yes or no. And she's like, yes, I'll do it. So you're a champion, right? And the next person is Stephanie. Think about Stephanie. Stephanie's first time doing customers. First time doing customers. She jumped on, did a great job, leading by example. Listen, she just put in over 300 plus points in one day. Okay, in energy. Who wants 300 points in one day? Yeah, me too. Okay? So just understand that she's on her way to regional director because she spoke to the right person and asked him, who do you know? And it was somebody very powerful. Okay? So who do you know is the biggest secret. Okay? Now, and the next thing is all the testimonials. Joe, thank you very much for, doing what you do best. Regional director, Joe Capello. Thank you, Dr. Lynn. Dr. Lynn pulled her out of the crowd. You're doing a testimonial. She didn't know it was happening. Do you understand how this works? Be ready because you never know when your upline is going to call you. And then also, Javon, thank you for opening up the call and thank you for your leadership. Okay, guys. My name is Mike Eric. Nobody special. I'm a real estate agent in New York and Florida. I've been in the business a short period of time, like 4 years. And with that time, I acquired a total of almost 5,500 customers and a total of almost 955 business partners. And it's all because of this training right here. See, I could choose to be wherever I want. Like I could go wherever, right now I'm in Dallas, Texas because I'm building a team, I'm building an empire, and I need to be around successful people. So, but it's hard. It's like I could have went boating today. I could have went there. I had so many things I could have done, but I know that I'm going after my dream and it's because of the books that I'm reading. It's the mindset that I have. I made a decision. It's on my wall. I read it in the morning when I go to bed. When I wake up in the morning, I read it on the wall before I go to bed at night. Okay, my whole team knows I'm going after my dream. And with my dream, you're attached to my dream, my team, right? It's one team, one dream. So it's the mindset that you have to have because coming into this business, you're going to get your teeth kicked in. Write that down. Regional Vice President Mike Eric said it. You're going to get your teeth kicked in. You're not going to know what's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's not a secret. So don't be surprised, okay? People are not going to support you. They'll be like, what are you talking about? The best person that you thought was going to kill this business ain't going to get one customer. It's not even going to show up on your Zoom. Okay? So just understand that you want to have the mindset of Mike Mazur's words. That's fantastic. We keep going. We just keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over mindset. And I appreciate you all being here on Father's Day. It just shows you a lot of who you are and what you're doing and what you're going after. And just any of you fathers out there, any of you soon-to-be fathers, any of you secret fathers out there, whatever's going on out there, happy Father's Day, okay? All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to go right to mindsets and events, okay? Because like I said, you have to have the right mindset to make this all work. Slideshow. This is the hardest part of the job, guys, the slideshow. Once this is done, you can go SVP. All right. So now... professional sort, listen and sort and move on. Okay? Now, no, what I want you to do is professional sort, amateur sell, and convince. Okay? Sorting is fun, convincing is draining. And remember, be a professional. Now, what do I mean by being a professional? That means that you got to listen, sort, and move on. Because remember, a no is not a no forever. What do I mean by that? You're going to be talking to people, and they're going to be like, hey, listen, I'm not ready right now. I got a lot going on, but can you call me in 3 weeks? Can you call me in 2 weeks? Write it down. I followed up with Regional Director Joe Capello for almost 7 times. I don't know what happened. Just one day, Senior Vice President Mike Mazur said, who should you follow up with? Just got to be somebody out there. And this is what he said to me. Who has network marketing experience? I said, who has a big contact list? Who hates their job? There's this guy that I keep calling, and he's got all this, but he won't answer the phone. Call him one more time. Let's see if he answers. And then, of course, he answered, and that's where he is today, right? Now, remember, a no is not a no forever. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone else is waiting next. Okay? Next. I didn't say beg. I didn't say change his life. I didn't say change his decision. I didn't say sell. I said next. Next. They're not the one you're looking for. Who you're looking for is the one that's looking for you. Does that make sense? The one you're looking for is, see, the times that I see people like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, Uncle Johnny's going to do it. Yeah, Johnny's going to, yeah. He's broke, but he needs money. And you got it all figured out already. I'm thinking like, move on to the next person. Somebody showed me this one time. When you play tennis and you lose the match or the ball goes the wrong way, do you jump up and down and start screaming and what the ball should have went this way? No, you go and you hit the ball again and you do it right. That's the same thing you got to do here. Listen, sort, and move on. Okay? Now, ACN is the same for everybody. Do you agree? I don't work for ACN 102. We work for the same company, ACN. The services are the same. I don't sell lotions, and so I sell the same services you sell. Now, the only difference is you. Like I said before, what do you listen to in the morning? Who's in your ear? What news channel is telling you that the world's coming to an end? Listen, I went to church this morning. You know what I felt like? I felt like I'm going to take the world on. Like, there's a reason for all this, whatever it may be. So, again, I know the news. You need to know what's going on. And yes, it's a crazy world out there right now. But it's all about your mindset and where you want to go. Since I moved out to Dallas, every day I got to say something positive. I got to say something, Senior Vice President, Mr. Michael Mazer, is training me. Every day I get a text from him. How's today going to be, Michael? It's going to be all right. No, that ain't going to work. Mike, say it again. It's going to be fantastic. Great. It's going to be, and know what he said to me? He said, Mike, there's other words than fantastic. Great. Powerful. Successful. All those. Now I got a list of them on the wall. Because when he texts me now, like, okay, right? Now, nobody's ever done that to me. Is anybody doing that to you? It's because the way that you're thinking in the morning is the way you're going to have your day during the day. You got to put it out to the universe. You got to put it out to the universe. I said one day I'm going to have a big team. But thank God that they didn't give it to me because I wasn't ready. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was saying. I got nervous. Whatever it may be. But God gave it to me, or my team gave it to me when I was ready. Because I came to Texas, guys. I moved to Texas with an individual, and we did ACN for about a year, and then some things happened, and I had to move back to New York. I had to sell everything very quickly in my apartment. I had to drive to Florida and drop her off. I had to go back up to New York, and I had to go work on myself. I had to go take Landmark, right? I took a class on Landmark about the past, getting rid of the past. I read books. I read, Think and Grow Rich. I read the Magic of Thinking Big. I read Building an Empire. And I read the biggest book that changed my life forever is The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vince Lapille. So what books are you reading? What books are on your nightstand? And what books that every day, every month you should have a book. Okay? So invest in you. There's nothing more than you can do than invest in you so you have an armor. When people say no to you, you're like, next, whatever. Like, I understand how you feel. I get it. But that's not me. And I realized that when I went back to New York to go visit some of my friends and talk to them on the phone, I was like, who are these people? Okay, so you got to really invest in you so you can take this business to the next level. Now, there's 4 steps in the business. 4. Only 4. Number 1, quick start training. You're here on Father's Day. Give yourself a round of, pat yourself on the back. Go get some sushi. Go do whatever. Go get some ice cream. Go do whatever you need to do to treat yourself because you're here on Father's Day. You told your family that I got to go jump on a Zoom. I got people waiting for me to get on a Zoom. And people on here are looking at you right now saying, oh my God, I can't believe Cornell's here. Soon to be a regional vice president. Do you understand? That's the power of this business. Consistency. Being here every time. Okay? You know why I'm here all the time? Because Mike and Pat are always here every time too. On every Friday night. They haven't missed a Friday night since I've been in the business for 4 years. I missed about a year. I'm not as good as them. So understand that, that's the power of all that. Now, the second thing is, CQ, and host a PBZ. The only thing I want to make sure you get out of this whole thing, out of the customers and Stephanie's extraordinary presentation, is please get CQ. You will make zero money. Zero. Fire hose of information. It'll go to a waste if you do not get qualified. 3 services in 7 points and 2 services in 12 points. There's 2 ways. Call your upline. They'll help you get it done. You're not alone. And host a PBZ. And what I'm going to say, who do you know? Who do you know is the question. And put them on a Zoom. And let your RVP, regional vice president, or the presenter work for you. This is not an alone business. This is not the Al Bellington show. This is not the Javon Dudley show. This is not the regional director Joe Capello show. This is your show. And we're here to do this together. We're one team, one dream. And then host a Friday night, attend a Friday night leadership. If you want to go regional director, regional coordinator, regional director, regional vice president, and senior vice president, breaking news, Michael Eric breaking news. You got to show up on Friday night. And not only do you have to show up, but you got to pay attention. You got to turn your cameras on. And you got to show the leaders that you're there. Because if you expect people are going to show up on your team and they're not, and you're not going to be there, you're not going to be there, but they're just, oh yeah, I got to go to dinner, but I got 8 people coming to Friday night leadership and they'll be there, they're ready to learn. Breaking news, they ain't coming. Because they're going to get on there, look for you, and they're like, wait a minute. If Dr. Lynn's not here, then why am I here? Why am I here? I don't need to be here. If she can't be here, then I used to do the same thing. I used to get on and say, where's Harsh? Where's Harsh? Oh, Harsh ain't here. Man, I'm out of here. I got to go do what I got to do. But then I went to regional director and saw what I could make. I saw regional vice president and my head exploded. And that's why I'm here. Okay? Now, let's go to, so Friday night leadership, you're going to learn how to get customers. You're going to learn how to build a team. You're going to learn how to take yourself to the next level. But I'm going to talk about, that ain't the date. So don't write that down because that day's over. It's August 13th in Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio, we are having an event. Okay. Now, let me tell you about this event. We're so excited about it because we got business partners. Now, the reason why we have emerge, you know what that means? Emerge yourself in the water, immerse yourself into ACN. So ACN says, you know what? If you can't come to us, we're going to come to you. So now the people in Ohio have a chance to come to the meeting. Okay. And I want to bring up one individual that, guys, she just became a regional director in the company. Who wants to become a regional director in the company? Okay, so she went regional director. I called her in December. I asked her if she looks for other ways of making money besides selling 100 houses a year as a real estate agent. Now, she shared her why. She shared a couple things I can't talk about on a national call, but she was hungry, and I'm not talking food, okay? I'm talking she was hungry for her time, and she was really excited. And I had a bad day that day. I remember that day I had 5 meetings. I was ready to pack it in that day. It was rough. But then she comes on, she's smiling. She said a couple things that I noticed because I look for certain things in Zooms. And what I realized is that I found my next RD. So I want you to listen, every dinner, very, very successful in the business. Like, she has all the excuses. I used to call her, hey, are you coming to the convention? She's driving from Virginia to Oklahoma with people in the car. She's driving from Virginia to Dallas. And after that, I said, no, you ain't driving no more. You're flying. You don't belong in the car. I can't take this anymore. So I want to bring up she's working her way towards regional vice president. She just hit regional director. She's going to tell you a little story about what she's got going on because I want you to know. And then you're going to be able to ask questions. Okay? But you have to have your camera on. I'm not going to pick you if you don't have your camera on. Okay? Because we turn cameras on. We're professionals and we're leaders. Okay? Denise Blevins, soon to be a regional vice president, on your way. Congratulations on all your success. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for everything that you do. And the call's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Michael. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, I'm so excited. First, I'm Denise Blevins. I've been a realtor for almost 27 years. And when I took a look at this in early December, it just made sense to me. It was something I was already doing, something I could do to help people. and something that I could, help people save money, help people make money, and just share this. I mean, I've got the 3 feet rule. If you're within 3 feet of me, or even, that might actually stretch out to 5 feet, because, I'm after a goal. Okay. So, anyway, I'm going to give you some of the, things that, I, did. Number one was, try, not try. We have to get rid of that word. Okay. Focus on what your why is. Know what your why is. If your why doesn't make you cry, okay, dig deeper. So dream, okay, dream big. A lot as we get older, we stop dreaming. So, dream big. I've got a plaque on my wall that says dream as if you'll live forever. Okay. I love that saying. So dream. Okay. So, one of the things is you got to take action. You can't just sit back, you can't just sit back. You have to do something every single day to propel your business forward. Talking to somebody, schedule a PBZ. Always, always, always have a PBZ on the books. Always. You can invite people, and like was said earlier, by Stephanie, by Al, by all of us actually, invite, because the 50% of the people is all that's going to come. So invite, have a big PBZ. Use your upline. Critical, use your upline. It is so important because, people see you for what you do. So when you're a realtor like me, or you, whatever you do, they see you for what you do. So use someone. I used to say this, people, I used to think that, okay, they're going to come because it's me. Okay. Ha. They're going to come because it's me. Okay. Well, guess what? They were seeing me as me. But whenever I bring somebody that lives, 10 miles down the road that carries a briefcase, let me tell you what, they're the professional. Okay. They're the professional. So put the professional on the phone. Or put them in front of the professional. Don't try to be the professional, with people that you're personally inviting. So, and I'll tell you, one of the most critical things is get to the event. I went to my first event the end of January. I got so excited there. I couldn't wait to drive back home from Dallas. It took me 13 hours. Do you know what I was doing? I was actually, I was calling people and calling people and calling people, and 13 hours in the car. Well, basically it's just, I was so excited. I made it to the next level. Okay. All because of the event. So when you go to the event, okay, ACN doesn't just get in your head, it gets in your heart. Okay. It gets you excited. So I have now been to 4 events, and I'm regional director. And I'll tell you what, that is so important for you to get, to the events. I'm excited. I'm already registered to go to Cleveland. I'm telling you, nothing's going to stop me. So I have a goal to hit our regional vice president. Okay. And so I'm just, I want to help as many people as I, can to help rank up, in my team. And the critical thing is the PBZs, invite, use your upline, go to the events. I look forward to, meeting everybody there. So, if you have any questions, raise your hand. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
You could go ahead and unmute yourself. Does anybody want to ask any questions? The floor is all yours. Go ahead, Michelle Johns. Go ahead, unmute yourself. Yeah, hang on. Oh, there you go.
Hi, Denise.
Hey, Michelle.
So your story's incredible. I remember when you were trying to get a hold of me for 6 months and I never answered back. And I just wanted to say, since I finally answered back a week or so ago, how does it feel to be texting the phone with me 24 hours a day and excited?
Oh,
because you have been so helpful to me. I know this isn't a question, but I just want to say, like a lot of people, it could just be about the money, but for you, like, I'm a busy person too. I could make a lot of excuses. Just a heads up to anybody else on here, your leaders can see if you're ever logging in. Because She told me, and I'm like, oh, whoops, I got to log in more. But I can tell you, she has been helping me do everything. So even if you're a busy person, no excuses. And I'll tell you, this is the most fun I've had. Sorry that I took over the call, but I just want to say thank you for being a great leader. And I don't know how you do it. I really don't. Okay. Same with Michael. I love you both already.
Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate your leadership. I mean, you went, ETL in like 24 hours. So, congratulations. I can see regional coordinator, regional director, regional vice president, and senior vice president is right around the corner for you. So thank you for your leadership. All right. Anybody else?
Yeah. Hey, Denise, I feel you with the events because you know what? I haven't missed one and I've been here almost a year. So I think I've been to 13 or 14, counting one that was a virtual one. So, but what I think is amazing is that I don't do 100 transactions a year. So if you can hit regional director in 6 months, it took me 9. But I think there's a common goal here. It's we use our upline, we follow the system, and we made it to events. If you think going to one event is all you need, guys, I'm going to tell you, I'm getting goosebumps about the next one already. Because every time I go to an event, I meet somebody new. I get a nugget from somebody new, whether they're a co-founder. I've had the luxury of meeting all 4 co-founders. One of them even answers my texts when I send them to him. But the only way you get to build relationship and the family type of feeling that you have is when you're there with people. I mean, hell, when Denise was walking up on that stage 18 times in 5 minutes, honestly, I felt better at that moment than I did when I was walking up, because it's a different feeling when you see somebody that every time you go to the event, they hit a position, it makes it real for everyone that's there. So I would tell you 100% get to the events. If you're not a regional coordinator yet, you can do it. If you're not a regional vice president, you can do it. And you can do any position we have, but you've got to be there here and here when you put the time aside. Doesn't matter if you do it 24/7 or if you do it 2 hours a day. Be 100% present. And I think everyone that spoke on this call tonight can tell you that that's really their method of success. They follow the process, they're coachable, but when they do the business, they do it 100% for the time they can allot. And that's different for everyone. So Denise, congratulations. Great testimony of the reason why events are so important to you, because it's the same reason for me. And by the way, you are definitely a mentor and an example and a model for everyone in business and in life. I will tell you, I'm glad you're on our team and not anyone else's.
Thanks, Al. Appreciate your leadership. Anybody else? I know we're running out of time, so anybody else want to ask any questions? Listen, Lorna, you want to ask a question? Go ahead, Lorna. Appreciate your leadership. Oh, yeah, sorry. Hang on. Pay attention, Michael.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, Denise. I'm really proud of you. And I love you. And I know that you did that real quickly, but I've been around for a short time myself, and I have been admiring you from the day I met you at that event that you drove to. But my question to you is, right now I am leading towards an RD, alrighty, and you mentioned the 3 feet rule. In terms of talking to everyone that's close by you, what advice would you give me so I could basically up my PBZ with hungry, thirsty, quality people that are thirsty?
Okay. Well, what I mean by the 3 feet rule there, okay, is, I try to establish a rapport with someone, whatever I'm doing, wherever I am. I meet them, I look at them in the eye and I smile and, and I say hello and I compliment them. Okay. And I just start, a conversation and, whatever it is, I just start asking them, how are things going, and be positive, when, and people will talk to you. I mean, that's, I'll tell you, being positive will attract people. It will absolutely attract people. One of the things that I do is, I post positive stuff on Facebook. I post positive stuff, and I can tell you that, Michelle spoke there and and I reached out to her several times, and didn't hear back from her. And, I started, I always try to post stuff, on Facebook positive. And she messaged me. I started getting her attention. She messaged me and she said, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, when do you have time to talk?" "Well, I don't know, but what are you doing?" I never told her what I was doing until I could actually talk to her. Okay. And invite her to a Zoom. Okay. So, but, just, every single day, reach out and touch somebody. There's so many people that are looking, so many people, and you may be the answer. You may be the answer to what they're looking and praying for. You just don't know. And the things that you say, you don't know how they will affect, or how good, that what positive thing that you may have on somebody else's life. I can tell you that, it's been several years now. I have said, gosh, I believe my purpose in life is to help people, because I love doing what I do in real estate, and it is helping people. And, ACN, it is helping people. It's helping them save money. It's helping them make money. It's, you have an opportunity to change so many lives. So, step out and do it, because you don't know who's looking and who you might be the answer. So I hope that helped.
Thank you, Lana. Thank you. Now, one more question, and then we're going to shut it down. One more question, not somebody from my team, please. Anybody else out there? Let's go. Anybody? Come on now. The one that speaks up goes up. Who wants to ask a question? We got to get one more, guys. I'm not shutting the Zoom down. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate your leadership. Go ahead. Let me unmute you. All right. So go ahead. The call's all yours, Nick.
Well, Denise, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to hear from you today. I'm aspiring to be in the real estate space as well, so it's great to hear your perspective on things. And then my question is, Denise, how did you sustain so much success in a short period of time through this business model? Because you're absolutely hitting it out of the park, and I really want to commend you for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, what I do, honestly, is I just, I get myself in a mindset of positivity every single day. And, I read positive stuff. I just, instill myself with positive stuff, for one. Okay. The other thing is, I do something every single day in my business, in my ACN business. Okay. And I work this business in the cracks of my schedule. I talk to someone, and I'm driving down the road, and I'll think, oh, I need to reach out to them. I need to actually, find out, I need to ask them. I'm constantly asking people, this is part of my, language now, do you look for other ways of making money? Do you look for other ways of making money? So I just consistently, and if they do, I just share a little bit of my story, with them, and invite them to a Zoom, and I follow up. I'll tell you, there's a saying that says the fortune is in the follow up. It really, truly is. I add to my calendar whenever I tell somebody that, okay, I'm going to call you back, what time's a good time, and morning or afternoon or evening, and I put them on my calendar, and I call them, or I text them, are you available to talk right now? Are you, do you have a few minutes? So I will tell you what, use your upline. It is critical that you really, really use your upline. Okay. And also, serve your team. If you have a team, reach down, they're going to, reach out to them and help them. That's really the things that I would advise you, to do or recommend. So thank you, Nick. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Pleasure to meet you as well.
Great question, Nick. Great question. And thank you, Denise. Thank you for, I know, you're busy, 100 deals a year, and you're busy. You got a family. It's Father's Day. You probably got people in your house, but you jumped on a Zoom just to, a late, don't tell Mike and Pat. They might get mad at me. We're 18 minutes late, but you know what? It was powerful. It was recorded. And guys, I just want you to do this, okay? We're going to shut the Zoom down, but I'm not going to shut the Zoom down until it's finally everybody's over. Please do me one favor. Go in the chat box and thank Denise for what she did, if she inspired you, because you know what? You're going to be a regional director someday too, and somebody's going to congratulate you. Pat and Mike always told me this all the time. You clap for somebody else because one day somebody's going to clap for you. So if you could just leave a chat, whatever you felt, whatever you did, leave it in the chat box so Denise can read it, because it means a lot to her, because she did take time out to coach every single one of you. And some of these people, are not even on her direct team, but it's one team, it's one dream. You're a rock star, and that's why you're on this call. So hopefully I served you well. Hopefully the leaders served you well. And hopefully, if you're not here, you missed a call. Oh well, you're not here. Okay, so don't tell anybody. This is how we grow. This is how we get better. So thank you for all being here. And again, happy Father's Day. And let's make it a big week. And it's all about PBZs. You're one PBZ from an explosion in your business. Thank you, guys. Good to see everybody. Now leave a message in the chat box, okay? And then jump off. Thank you.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, guys. Have a great rest of your evening.